It certainly goes against the grain of most people's advice, as a lot of times they say, oh, just knock out your first few games because you won't know what you're doing at first. I've just kind of like started big here, but I just can't stop thinking big. This is the game that I want to make, and like I'm really excited to be a game developer to bring this to life. Like there's no other game I would rather be putting this much time and effort into than this one.
My computer has no. I saw. Is it still doing? Curiously staring.
All right, cool. Hello, everyone. This is my game, A Creature's Journey. So I'm excited to show you guys. So we're gonna dive right in. My name is Adam. I am a indie game developer from Chicago, working on my title, A Creature's Journey. I've also done a lot of work in QA as an automation engineer for different companies like JP Chase and Comcast. I kind of transitioned out of like the corporate programming world to work more in games, and I started working as the QA lead at Overture Games. And now I'm focused on my own independent project here, A Creature's Journey. And now I'm at DePaul as a master's student. So I would say really it was like the programming that I just enjoyed doing through the stories it enables you to tell. A Creature's Journey is a story about you, where you wake up as a creature in a world unlike your own, filled with all these other unique creatures, and you need to find answers as to who you are and what you want out of your own future. And along the way, you uncover all kinds of mysteries, and they start to threaten this world that you've come to call home. And the landscape is this giant map. There's these different nodes on it, and each one is either a different battle or an area to explore, like a new space. So then you're like plotting the best way to get to wherever the destination that you want is. Whether it's part of the main game to find more answers in the story, or like an exciting side quest, or just purely for the sake of exploring and collecting more creatures to be on your team. Gameplay-wise, I really like to be inspired from like actual animals and like biology and stuff. That definitely like gets me really like enthusiastic. So I just wanted to show you some of like the more physical things, because that's always fun and exciting that kind of relate to the game. Here's like a sketch I did of one of my favorite creatures to communicate it to the artist. His name is Celestro. The latest levels I'm about to add into the game are gonna have him, so I'm really excited to get that out to my playtesters, who are also my Patreon members. So it's always fun to get their input on things. Another like advantage of that is they get these little characters here. It's a 3D print of one of the characters in the game. I think it's just kind of fun, and it always surprises people that there's a 3D version of the character, because it's 2D in the game. So it gives it that extra dimension, quite literally and figuratively. There is a main village with different characters as your allies throughout the whole journey. And by the end of it, they're your close friends. They each kind of have like a different mechanic they help you with. Like one of them buys and sells items, one of them is a storyteller, and it ties in with how they help you in the game. For example, Chester, he's like an old a snake-like creature, and he's always telling tales by the fireside, and he's like the saving mechanic, because he will always remember your tale. So I like tying those kinds of things in, and it's like really fun and exciting. I guess it's really similar to a lot of Nintendo DS games that I grew up playing, and I think it really boils down a lot to like, what would I as a player want to play, and just taking a lot of the things I really liked, excluding things that I didn't like, until it felt original and true to me. The team is me, a pixel artist, and a musician. The pixel artist is Embea, and the musician is Petr Folta. Petr is just the best.
Hey man, if you will ever have like a sea or beach level in the ACJ, I got us.
The second I need something, Petr is there with the music for exactly what I envisioned. I think a big thing that drew me to game development at first was I wanted something where I felt like I could put all of myself into this and there was no skill ceiling. And one of the learning lessons that I had is that while that is true about games, because they combine so many different forms of artistic expression, like music, art, storytelling, it also means that the best games have a lot of different people working on them because each person's able to bring the best of what they've spent time mastering. And so I feel really lucky that I do have two people that I'm working with that also see the vision and have such talent to bring to the table. I would say it is a little bit difficult to talk about my career and just game development in general without bringing up certain difficulties going on in the world right now with like the job market and just like the rise of AI kind of shrinking any entry or just like intermediate roles. And I think that there is just this kind of general feeling of negativity, and that's also seems to be a lot due to just the internet. It's just kind of trying to feed you the latest tragedy to keep you as engaged as possible. I really do feel like a large motivator for me in this is just trying to show people that like it is possible to get what you want out of life despite everything else. Like, I think it was really easy to feel like this was somewhat of like a childish fantasy that I had. For the longest time, I feel like I just kind of kept telling myself to just kind of grow up. Like, I should keep working full time and just keep making money. And like, that's what you're supposed to do because you're an adult now. It definitely like took like a lot to really accept that this is not like just this childish thing. This is what I actually like want to do in some type of way. Like, this is some type of calling. Anytime that I made good progress on this, like I just like felt good. So it was just kind of this compass to me. I would just keep doing like what you enjoy. But I think like this acceptance that like I'm like a creative is like something that I had to like learn through time, journaling, reflection, and when it came down to it, a little bit of therapy too. I think that deep down, most of us know what we want out of life, but it takes some courage and usually just an incredible amount of hard work to actually get there. And so a lot of times, you know, you need some time to accept that, but once you realize this is what I gotta do, it definitely like feels good to start moving in the direction that you want. Those like sketches that I show you, where it's like this was like an idea in my head, and then there's parts that actually now exist in the game, there's music to them, and there's all this life to it. Nothing brings me greater joy than just seeing this like idea come to fruition, to like the delight of like someone experiencing it. I want to like surprise people with that aspect of when they play this game, that there is that depth to the characters and the themes and the stories and just like the things that they encounter. And I feel like that is due to like pouring my own just like life experiences and myself into it. And it is like a little bit like scary, but ultimately you just have to like let go of what you think other people would think to make what you want. And I feel like that has given me great reassurance and comfort. I'm making the game that I would have enjoyed if I played it. It's less about the pace in terms of how fast I'm working on it, and more just about the consistency, just that I keep going, because eventually I'll get there. I really would like to get my master's in game programming in the next 2 years, finish this game because it's so important to me, and then begin working either as a QA automation specialist at a video game company in-house, or begin teaching as a professor and kind of give back and inspire others with all of the experiences that I've gone through. Recognize that it starts with you, and instead of like lamenting over all of like the big struggles going on in the world right now, be kind to yourself and those around you, and that already has like so much more of like an impact than I think most people realize.